something in the mail from Johnny, and it's going to be part of the raffle with the steel trimmer. Oh, here we go. Hold on. Situate in my seat. Oh, right, man. Oh, we need to have Michael on there. Okay. How is everybody? I can't talk too loud because the kids are asleep on the next room over. Okay. Got a scratch off we're going to do. Maybe we can win some bucks. Hold on just a second. All right. Okay, guys. Let's see who we got on here so far. What's up, Kevin? What's up, dude? Oh, it's the dog catcher. Tom, when you sent me that text or whatever it was, I about died laughing because I could see you running, opening the gate, and this little dog take off. You're like, shit, praying, hoping you catch this dog. Hold on, guys. I just got off work about an hour and a half ago. I hadn't had time to wash up yet. I've been, I gave Landon a bottle. He's the youngest. And got his diaper changed, and then Mama's gonna put him to bed. Let's see here. A little bit of light's probably better than none, I guess. Okay, let's see here. Good day today, bud. It was a good day. Did you have a good day, Hartsfield? Or maybe that's what you meant. What's up, Ryan? Okay, that's good. Okay, guys, so check it out. Johnny Cortez with Johnny Cortez. I don't know why I always think I'm gonna mess his name up, but Johnny Cortez with Johnny's Lawn Service sent this right here, brand new. It's the Steel Auto Cut C26-2, still in the package. This is gonna go with the trimmer. Whoever wins that ticket, this is gonna go with that. I have one of these. If you guys remember when I did the trimmer line review, not a complete review, but I talked about each trimmer line. And then a while back before that, I had like, I don't know, 5 trimmer heads, and I talked about each. It's like a 30-minute long video. I talked about each one. That one was on there. It's pretty good. It's not too bad. I still keep one in the truck. What's up, Kev? Mr. Grassology. Okay, so I need to update my list of people who bought tickets today. So Acme Mowing, Ben with Acme Mowing bought some tickets. Tino with Tino's Lawn Service bought some tickets. Okay, that makes 2, so we need to update that. Alright, so hang with me, guys. Hold on a second. Okay, so I believe we already did Tino in here. Let's see here. So if you guys are interested in buying tickets for the raffle, or if you don't know what raffle I'm talking about, we have a raffle that we're raffling off a Steel FS131R. It was donated to us by our, is that light bothering you guys? It's donated to us by our dealer, Lansdowne Moody on East Freeway. Tino's already down here. Okay, so I add another one in there. And to help raise money for my wife's treatment with leukemia. So they donated that. It's I think it's about a $400 trimmer. And so we're gonna do the drawing for that September 1st. So what'll happen is whoever's name, Danielle will pull the name. We'll do it live. We'll get everybody's name out here on all these tickets, okay? And we'll do the cameras. You'll see all your names are out there. Put them all in a bag, these big old bags like this, and we're gonna shake it up real good. Make sure they shuffle around. And she's gonna pull a ticket out, and then we'll go back to the dealer. We'll see if they have one of these still in the box on the crate, because then we'll just ship that one. Or maybe if they still have an empty box, because if not, we'll have to make our own or buy our own, and that could be a lot of money, which is fine. But if we can, not spend so much, that'd be even better. But we'll get it mailed out to the winner. Doing well. That's good, Kevin. I hadn't seen you in a while, man. Have you been working a lot, or got other things going on? How much are the tickets? Kevin, the tickets are $20 each. Um, if you want to buy some, just text me when we're done live, because I'm on my phone. And you can either send it to me via Zelle Pay, um, or you can mail a check like you did on that Aldi gift card, or you can send payment through PayPal. So in the video earlier, if you want to watch, you can get the information that I have a couple videos that talks about the raffle. On those videos, it has the email that you need for Zelle Pay and PayPal. But if you want to mail it, I can give you my mailing address if you don't still have it. Well, thank you, Kevin. I appreciate that, man. What's up, Rich? How are you, buddy? Um, okay, so let's see here. What else? Also, guys, for some of you who don't know, also on September 1st, we're doing a drawing, a giveaway drawing. So this is separate from the raffle, because the raffle is not a giveaway, because you got to buy the tickets. But we're raffling off, not raffle, hold on, I'll get it right in a minute. We are giving away a tool that I'm going to buy. It's a power tool between $100 and $300. That's my price range. I can max out, or I may buy it. Can't be too loud. Or I may buy a couple of tools that equal up to $300. So I'm going to purchase either from Lowe's or Home Depot. And the reason I'm doing that giveaway is because we've hit over 1 million views. I think we're like 1,080,000 or something like that. And that was maybe like a week and a half ago. So we're over 4,700 subs now. We're just climbing like crazy. This time last year, I had less than 500. And I started making some changes on the channel and started communicating more, reaching out to people more, talking to people more, real conversations. And started putting up a lot more videos. I have over 370 videos. Some of them are pretty entertaining, and some of them, are boring. But they're just real videos of whatever I got going on. So, so I appreciate everybody who's contributed to the channel's growth. The comments you leave, the conversations we have that are either off YouTube, through different social platform, private messengers, or text message, or phone calls, or whatever. I appreciate the friendship. And so, since we made some money last month, I want to be able to buy something that I have used that I really like and that I think you will like too. I don't want to buy something I haven't used before, because, not that you won't like that, but I'd rather donate something that I know I really like. Um, that sounds weird, but you bet, man. What's up, Jim? Jim with Scout Lawn Care. He cuts grass with his son Dylan, part-time, so that's pretty cool. I will hit you up on your. Thank you, Kevin. I appreciate that. Let me know how many you want right now, so I can go ahead and put your name down, and for that amount, and then when it comes in, I'll drop them in the bag. What's up, Ashery? Ashery has entered the building. Ashery has left the building. What's up, bro? Don't wake up, your daughter. I know. Danielle put her to sleep like maybe 30 minutes ago. And I looked on the monitor, and she's still playing with her hair, so she's not quite asleep yet. The other two kids, the other three kids, the baby she's trying to put to sleep, and then Talon and Riley are getting ready for bed. I think they're reading in their bed right now. What's up, Sanders? How are you, man? Hope that Houston wasn't too hot today. Thank you, Kevin. Lawn Care, Landscaping, Pressure Washing is here. What's going on, dude? What's up, George? George is here. Tim, I want your straw hat. You know what, Tim? I bought a new straw hat. Have you seen the new one? It's a lot better than the old one. It's more like a taco. I got it on. It's got like it's the tan color, the hay color, but then there's a dark a dark straw one that goes around, and it comes out here, and then it folds up more like a taco. And the other one I had for 2 years, it's kind of wore out a little bit. So this one already has vents in it, so I don't have to make any new fancy vents. If I left the building, I would be because I was with a pretty lady. What's up, Aaron? How are you, man? Heartfields, congratulations. Says thank you, Heartfields, man. I appreciate that. Um, I remember when I first started um, the channel, which is I think I posted my first video June 16th, June something of 2016, and I started mowing May something of 2016. And I had um, my very first video was the Troy-Bilt Flex machine. Tom, Lawn Guardian on here, has one or had one. He bought it because it's one I use and I recommended it. For cutting grass, it's great. It had other attachments that you could buy separately, like pressure washer, I had that. The dethatcher, I had that. Um, and of course, the mowing deck. It was really good with mowing for St. Augustine and down here. Up there, where Tom's at in Arizona, does a lot of bagging. So it got real heavy on one side, and it would kind of tip over, and it would scalp that part. So he had to stop using that. I think that's why he bought the Honda. But anyway, so that was my first video, and so I talked about that, and then actually did cutting with that, and then I posted another video or two, and a couple of comments were, man, this is the only video I see of real people cutting real grass with this mower. Anyways, I kept that for like, I don't know, a year and a half, and I sold it to the guy down the street where I used to live that I moved from a few months back. My trimmer cut, I know. Sorry about that. Sorry about that, guys. Are you excited, Ashery, or what, dude? What's up, I Cut Lawn Service, or IC Lawn Service? I Cut Lawn Service. Glad you're here, man. I saw you in the Limp Bizkit video today. Yeah, and let me tell you something that's funny about that. Okay, so Andy, reached out to me and said, hey, man, you want to be in this video? I said, yeah, dude, that'd be cool. He says, okay, well, I'm doing the Limp Bizkit remix, and instead of it rolling, it's going to be mowing. I'm like, okay, cool. He goes, all right, so all I need you to do is do whatever for a few seconds long enough to do mowing. I said, man, I got this. So we're out at one of my properties. I put my hat on because I gotta have my taco hat, and I do it, and I sent it to him. He's like, bro, he goes, you're saying rolling instead of mowing. And so I did it again. I sent it back. He said, bro, there's 4 mowing, and you did 3. I was like, ugh. And then I said, well, I haven't heard the song in like 20 years, man. And he said, okay, well, I think I can make it work. So yeah, that was kind of cool. And I had my hand on my glasses because I haven't shown you guys, but I have these other pair of glasses. I thought I had them on me. It's where you got them on, and you lift up like that. There's nothing there. I thought I had those on because I was gonna go mow it and lift them up. Look like a goober. But anyways, that was a lot of fun. I can't wait to see the whole video. Posted my first mowing video today. I almost made it 10 minutes before getting stuck. Okay, well, I need to check it out, Aaron. It's on your regular, on your YouTube, the Gilmo Lawn Service. Thank you, I appreciate that, IC. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm so ready to cut down a 5-acre field with the new trimmer. Watch out, it's gonna get crazy. That's what Ashery is saying. Kidding, I ain't mowing down a whole field with a trimmer. No, that would suck. What's up, William? All-American there. What's going on, man? I appreciate that, Airborne Hole. William, I have a question for you. Since you're an Army vet like me, have you ever watched a YouTube channel by the guy named of Yusha Thomas? If you haven't, check him out. He's retired. He was in the Army, and he was in for 13, 16 years or whatever, and drill sergeant, recruiter, all that stuff. And he's got some hilarious skits, and these skits are like reenacting certain scenarios in the military, like day one private's fucking up, or you know, he's like he's a drill instructor, right? And he goes in like, private, why did my latrine smell like ass crack, uh, taint, gold bond, and ass gravy? It's just funny as shit, dude. All kinds of videos, different scenarios, and I'm like, dude, that is so true because that's how exactly it was. And well, if you're in the infantry, anyways, I was in the infantry, so that's how it was. It was pretty raw. But he just put up a video today or yesterday, and it was a sergeant. It was like in Vietnam era, and a sergeant's talking to the guys. All right, motherfucker, we get ready to go to Vietnam. It's like doing a what do you call it? Not a safety brief. What kind of a safety brief? They talk about, all right, I don't need you guys fucking and ducking and knocking up all these ladies, so you have all these little bit of trophies running around and all this stupid stuff. It was hilarious, man. It was funny as hell. You got to check him out if you have not seen him. Okay, I'll check it out, Aaron. And I watched Barnes' videos on the FS. Ashery says he watched Barnes' video on the FS 560, and that brush cutter is no joke. It handles 4 feet grass like it was nothing. I know, it blows my mind. So for a lot of you guys who don't know, this Sunday I'm starting something called Shout Out Sundays. I'm going to try to do it every Sunday, but it'll only be done on Sundays. And Barnes, his channel, I don't think he's on right now. He might come on later. He he's got this huge steel brush cutter. It's the FS 560. I didn't even know the numbers went that high. And he said, dude, I'm like the only one in North America that's got videos on this thing. Everybody else is overseas. So I definitely want to, what I'm going to do is, on those Sundays that I do it, I am giving a shout out to those channels. I just randomly pick one, and we're going to go into my software program, and then we're going to go to their channel. We're going to record. We're going to screen record as I'm navigating through their channel, looking at different things, go to the About section, go to the playlist, or go to the video section, watch a couple of videos for a few minutes, talk about each one, and just the overall of the channel, and kind of see what he's got going on to try to help bring more exposure to those people. For no specific reason, just thought I would do something like that because it'd be kind of fun, and then it'll be posted on my channel, and I'll create a playlist called Shout Out Sundays, so they will be uploaded into that playlist. So it'd be kind of neat. Okay, Jim, you take care, bro. Oh, Jim, before you head out, Johnny Cortez of Johnny's Lawn Care mailed this to me. Okay, here you go. It's the Steels version of the Speed Feed, and this will also go with the string trimmer. So whoever winner that is will also get this right here. So shout out to Johnny with Johnny's Lawn Care. Appreciate that, man. He's in San Antonio. What's up, Barnes? Oh, we were just talking about you. Greetings. Gonna grab some water real quick. All right, bro. Just watched Yusha latest video, dude. Ryan, was it not hilarious? He's like, man, that brown something will turn your shit browner than black something. I forget what fungus or disease he's talking about. But dude, that guy's hilarious. His videos are just spot on. It's so funny. SOS Shout Out Sundays. I like that. Wow, I did not know that Steel had their own version of the Speed Feed. That's the first I've heard. Well, you know what, Ashery? I'm surprised because that's been out for like 2 or 3 years. Barnes, William, I lived 30 miles out of Anchorage and Eagle River for 17 years. Alaska is such a beautiful state. Okay, guys, I'm going to have a slight pause for a second. I need to fill this out with Tino. And then also Ben with Acme Mowing bought 5 tickets, so I need to get his tickets in here before I forget. Tino, where's Tino? Tino with AJ's. Lawn lawn care, not lawn car. And then I got to text this to him, so actually I need to leave that out. So when you guys buy a ticket, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. When you guys buy a ticket, I end up taking a picture of it and sending it to you guys. So like for example, Tino, this is Tino. Tino's AJ's lawn care. So I'll send him a picture of this and here. So he'll send him a picture of this and here. So he'll have his number. So when I actually pull this one out, he'll send me the picture to make sure it's confirmed, you know, that okay, I got the right person. Because you know, some of you guys have the same name lawn company, you know, close anyways, not all the time. But all right, so Ben with Acme Mowing, I need to put him on here. I don't think I put him in here yet. Oh, wrong one. Ben with Acme 5 tickets. Let me make sure. I don't think I did. Because I won't put them in the bag until they're paid for. Jim, Claudia, Jimmy, Thomas, Josh Haynes. No, okay, put him in there. So today, I went out and did a property by myself before Caden woke up. Got to Caden texted me like at 8:20. Said, hey man, let me know when you're on your way. And I'm already on the property cutting grass somewhere. And I said, okay, be there about 9 o'clock. And so I finished that property, pick him up. We knock out like, I think 5 or 6, I think about 6. Took him home. And I totally forgot about Tom. Tom has that $1 million house, that big property. We did the walkthrough and gave you guys some video clips of us doing the cleanup. I'm actually posting that. You know what? I could post it right now, but I have to do it in 2 parts. So we'll have the mowing on one, it's raw footage, and then the second part to that, which will take me a couple days to do it, it'll be the edging, the weed eating, and trimming the bushes. That'll be one video. Just the mowing was just under an hour. I haven't checked to see how long the other stuff was. Total video footage we had was over 4.5 hours long. The amount of memory it took was 53 gigs, and that was filming at 1080p, 60 FPS. And I might shoot 120 if I'm doing some stuff that's more close up. That may warrant that type of clear stuff. Also, my I had to write yesterday in the mail. Yeah, Ashery, I think that 450 is gonna be nice. I have one. They work very good. Love your video, Barnes. They're true to my world. I watched everyone, buddy. Yep. Kevin, do it. All right. So Aaron says, "Do you have me down for 2 or 3? I'm sending you 60." I have you down for, I believe it was 3. Well, I can't check my phone because. Well, hold on. Let me see if I wrote it down yet. Hold on. Aaron, I have you down for 2 as of the paper here. Now I can't remember what you sent on text on the picture, but if you want me to put 3, yeah, because you're sending 60. All right, I think that was, I hadn't updated that yet. Okay, so we got that updated. Oh, who's sending me a text? Aaron. Dude. So Aaron sent a screenshot of another day, I guess. I mean, I'm running my mouth on the computer as usual. No, that's just now. No, that was another day. The background's different. So I got you down for 3, Aaron. What's up, lawn care guy? How are you, man? I've been waiting patiently for the video on that $1 million. It's coming. You know what? I'm going to post it right now, Ashery. Some of you guys, if you're on your computer, you might be able to split screen. Let's go upload. We're uploading it right meow. Starting right meow. How many of you guys watch Super Troopers? Is that movie not hilarious or what? Now you stop laughing right meow. Tom's cleanup. This is it. Alright, let me think of a good title. So we're uploading it right now, guys. Okay. So, but before I do that, I actually need to finish up Ben's tickets here because I want to forget. Acme. Oh shit! I put the M before the C, or the the M before the C. It's the C before the M. Really? You got it, Barnes. Yeah, imagine Asher if I did it 4K. Uh, Absolutely. The $1 million house turned out phenomenal. I'm looking forward to the complete video. Like I said, it's going to be in two parts. So when part two comes out, I will go back to part one. And at the end, where suggestive videos come up, I'll make sure part two is there and in the description section so you can just click on it and then head on out. But it's going to be pretty cool. Kickassery. I like that. Ashery says he has the same exact 450 on his steel trimmer. How do you put the 450 on the steel trimmer? He had removed 14-year-old auto cut head because it malfunctions. Yeah. Might get a speed feed someday at 450. That's huge. Gotta get you 60 for my 3 tickets, man. Well, send them your way, or send them my way, dude. What's up, Ian? Ian's in the house. It was just now. Oh, okay. All right. Now it's gonna be a while before this video fully uploads because it's an hour long and it's gonna take it a minute. So it may be midnight by the time it uploads. 2 hours, fortunately. So we'll fill all that stuff in later. So we're gonna go ahead and minimize that it's uploading so we can talk here. Okay, Super Trooper is awesome, dude. I started to watch part two, George, and it was kind of boring. It's like I felt like they were stretching too hard to try to find stuff to be funny, and it just got to be dumb. I love Full Metal Jacket, and so do you. I also got a kick out of Major Pain. Not sure if you've seen that, dude. I saw that a long time ago. Major Pain is a major ditz. Makes you squat. we piss. Oh, shenanigans. He'll be getting 5 more tickets by this weekend, bud. Oh, I'll be getting. Okay, all right. Thank you, lawn care guy. We appreciate that. Let me put you down. Hold on. So, okay, lawn care guy, I have you down for 3. So you're saying you're wanting 5 more? Make sure 5 more. Yeah, it's 5 more. Okay. So I'm gonna put plus 5, but I'm not gonna put PD yet. Only the PD ones will go. The tickets will go into the bag. That way they don't get mixed up with ones that just hadn't paid just yet. Okay, I'll take the nut out of the auto cut head. You could put it in the speed feed. Oh, that's interesting, man. I didn't know that. Easy, Kevin. Remove the auto cut head. Take the adapter out of the auto. Yeah, that's what Barnes just said. Okay, now I'm gonna have to try that. Man, is Zelle the easiest way to send it to you? Both actually, Barnes. In my video where I talk about the raffle, one of the other previous videos, it'll have the email address for Zelle Pay and the email address for PayPal. So yeah, either one is fine. Just let me know. If it's PayPal, I need to let Danielle know so then she can send it over to me and I can. Well, actually, she doesn't have to send it to me because it's going to her anyways. Just so that way I know, so we can keep track and make sure it actually came through. What's up, Tyler? How are you, man? Barnes, get the smaller speed feed head. That way you don't lose RPMs. Ooh, that's a good idea. However, Tim, if Barnes goes to the, what do you say, there was a 5 something? If he goes to a 550 or 580, 590, whatever it is larger than 450, that may slow the RPMs down because he's having some trouble where his line is like melting inside of the trimmer head. And so that might help prevent some of that. That would be interesting. I've been running it on my SF250 for a year now and it's been running solid. Perfect. Thanks. You bet, Barnes. Okay. I need to get Ben up in here. Ben Acme Moan. Okay. Alright, so Ben, we will put Ben in there when we are. Actually, we can put Ben in there now because he's already paid. Acme Mowing and Lawn Care, acmemowing.com, Acme something else. I forget what it was. Maybe you guys can refresh my memory on that. How many of you guys watch the channel Wrangler Star. He's up in the, I don't know, Oregon, Washington coast area. Uh, I really like that channel. He's got, a million, couple million, whatever. And that's a pretty good channel. He does all kinds of stuff, a lot of outdoorsy stuff. I really like. Really like. Okay, Tina. Okay, so we need to send that to Tina. Oh, we need to send these to Ben first. Whoops. I need to send that to him. Hold on. One. Oh shit! Now they're all mixed. Where's Ben? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, so I gotta take pictures of that and send them to Ben before I put them in there. That way it has them. Okay, so what do you guys want to talk about? You tell me. I have a scratch off actually. You guys want to do a scratch off together? Maybe I win like $50,000 and I'm gonna say, I'm out. Let's see here. Let me. Okay, so is he Tino? Okay, that's good. All right, so I think we're caught up on everything. All right, shall we do a scratch off here? I will put it on my 111. The smaller. He not advanced often enough. Oh, that may be. I'm not sure. He uses larger than 80 actually. He uses like 130, I think. Might be considering removing the guard on the Honda if the size of the speed feed head prevents much length before hitting the cutter on the guard. That makes perfect sense, actually. I won $100 today. Did you really? Uh-oh. All right. Hold on. Let me get a coin. We're going to use this coin right here. This is a coin that they give you when you go through airborne school. I don't know if they still do, but they did in 2000 when I went. The only place you can go to airborne school if you're in the military is Fort Benning, Georgia. And it's 3 weeks. Let me tell you about that. But first, you can look at this real cool. I don't think it's going to focus in. Then here's the back side. Yeah, it won't really. I don't know. Anyways, so it's 3 weeks long. The first week is ground week, and you learn about your chute, which is a T-10 Charlie. It's like Vietnam era, maybe even older chutes. I don't think they're older than that actually. And talk about those. You talk a little bit about the Dash 1 Bravos, which you don't use. And then you talk about a lot of fitness that week. A lot of running. You run everywhere in airborne school. You get out of the chow hall, there's a jump master right there. You better fucking run, airborne. You take off running, double time, airborne shuffle, all the way to the end of the fucking building, where the DFAC and there's a lot of other stuff that's in there. You go all the way to the end. You better hope you didn't eat spaghetti that day. Everywhere you go, you got to run. So in that same week, you learn how to, you learn about your rig. You learn about the different points of contact that you have as you hit the ground, and then you want to lay down like in the shape of a banana. That way it's less impact on your body. So I don't remember how many impacts, points of impact there are. I think maybe like, I don't know, 5 or 6. The only one I seem to remember is your fourth point of contact, which is your ass. Because when I was in the infantry, the sergeants, when they'd beat you out for, whatever you might have fucked up on, they were like, man, I'm gonna kick your fourth point of contact or whatever, and anybody who'd been through airborne school knew what that was. And then second week, well, in that second week, not first week, no, that first week also, you jump out of these mock doors. They're just a couple steps up into what looks like the remnants of a jump door, a bay door that you would jump out of the airplane, and a cargo door. And you just jump out, your feet are together, that kind of thing. And then the second week is tower week. So on that week, there's 3 towers at Fort Benning. They may only be using 1 now. At the time, they were using 2. 1 was so old and deteriorated. They got these towers from the World's Fair in New York, like in 1930 something. I mean, they're like old as hell. And They're about 200, 250 feet up in the air. They're real tall, and they have 4 points that come out. It's like this, right? And then they have these huge rings, like the whole width diameter of your T10 Charlie comes all the way down, and then they take your chute, and there's these little pins that are on that ring, and they flip it over, and it holds the chute into place, and it goes up. There's a building where the at the bottom of the tower is, and in there it's the controls that controls these things, and here it goes up, and all the your 550 cord and everything all gets stretched out until you're dangling like I'm gonna show you something. Hold on, you're gonna like this. What did I do with it? Oh, here it is. Okay, this is the best way to show you. I just happen to have a parachutist right here. Now here's my little airborne guy. Okay, so what happens is the ring comes down, picks you up. It picks you up until your feet are just like that. And you got the jump master over here yelling at you with the bullhorn. All right, airborne, what you're gonna do is when this chute pulls you up, I'm gonna yell at you. If I tell you pull your left risers, pull your left, pull your right. These would be your risers. These would be your risers right here. Or risers, left riser. Is that what it's called? Fuck, I can't remember. It's been 20 years. And and then so what happens is when you pull this side, it pulls down. It opens the canopy this way, and you go that way. And so you have two of them that come up. They're actually in pairs. You pull these here, it draws the back canopy up, and you go forward, lets that air out. Anyways, so what happens is he pulls you up, on the ground, right? And then, when you say, yeah, okay, so you go all the way up, and you're fucking hanging there, right? And then he's yelling at you. The first thing he says is, can you hear me, airborne? Tap your feet together. So you go, you pull them together, right? Anyways, so the last like 10 feet, you could see way out there in Georgia, and you're like, dude, I swear I can see Texas from here. You definitely see the nudie places right over there to the right, depending which part of the tower you're on. But anyways, so the last 10 feet, it goes up like that. I mean, like you don't even expect it. And then your chute opens up, catches the wind underneath, and it opens like that. The rings pop out, and then you come on down, the direction it tells you, and you land in sand. This sand is like, dude, 2 or 3 feet deep. Now not you remember, think about millions of boots have hit this ground for training. Well, not millions, but thousands of soldiers who have come before you for airborne school have done the same thing. Well, we had a guy, he was coming down, he pulled the wrong riser. He ended up in the tower. I don't even know how I got on the subject. He ended up in the tower, and the tower's tall. It's like 200, 250 feet. And he slammed into the tower and happened to sit right on one of the angle irons that's sitting there. So the jump master told him, okay, you need to stay there. And so he did get out this rope. This rope is like this big, dude. It's like a rope you would see on a ship when you're at a dock, that's wrapped around the pole. And so they run it all of us soldiers, airborne soldiers, get together. We had to run this line all the way out. I mean, it was long, several hundred feet. And then they hook him up to it, right? And then they pull. And they pull him up the line, the jump master, up the other tower arm, up. And then we take the rope, and then we all go whatever direction it was, walk all the way around. That moves him all the way to the other part of the tower. He hooks up to that soldier. That soldier pulls his canopy release, and then he's hooked to that jump master, and then we bring him back down. That was cool as shit. So that was on Tower Week. And so you do a lot of other training, during that time. And then the pull-ups, dude, let me tell you something. And then we'll get to jump week here in a minute. The pull-ups in the morning, you're getting up like 0400, 0430, 445, whatever. And you're running everywhere. And you get to the pull-ups. The pull-up bar, there's like 20 of them all the way down as far as you can see. Maybe more than that. Probably more than that. And everybody's in a line, right? Guys, girls, everybody. A couple different branches are there. Air Force, Marines, Navy, because you go into jump school, there's only one place for all the branches. So you sit there. The first person, you're over, he says, all right, get up on the bars. You get up on the bars, and you're hanging there. You're fucking hanging there. You can't pull up yet until everybody else is on that bar. The first few seconds not that bad, and then 10 seconds, then 30 seconds. You're like, dude, what the fuck? Come on. And then you start, then you can't hold on to your shit, and you haven't even done one yet. And then once everybody's on there, all right, now pull up. And then you pull up if you have the strength, and then you can't go down until everybody's up. I promise you, the time it took to do 3 would be like 10 minutes, and you're fucking smoked after that. You can't do push-ups or nothing. Anyways, so jump week. Now you would do 5 jumps at 1,250 feet. You would jump out of a C-130 and a C-141. The C-141 was done at night. We didn't have night jumps. I don't know why we didn't, but we did all 5 out of the C-130 during the day. And then you have this huge. Your reserve is in front of you, okay, and then your chute is connected to a static line. Once it pulls out, it hooks up, and then you have your rucksack between your legs. It's heavy as hell, so you're walking all waddling. When you jump out and your chute deploys, it just, it gets you right there between the legs, like, Arr! And anyways, and then you land. But dude, it was a lot of fun, man. And what's so crazy is I'm the guy that will not get on a ladder putting up Christmas lights. Won't do it. Not afraid of heights, but I definitely don't want to be hitting that ground. But I was the first to jump out of an airplane because I fucking loved it. Anyway, so they give these out, and these I had a bunch of other coins that I received in the Army for different things, from sergeant majors, command sergeant majors, from 1-star general, 2-star general. I got one from General Cody. He left Fort Campbell. He was the division general, and then he got promoted and went other places. General Petraeus and some other generals that have come a long way. Colin Powell, remember him, who used to serve under Bush? He was one of the commanders there at Fort Campbell long before I was, but I was just saying. Anyways, and so I had several coins that I had earned over the years, given for different things. And so, and this one was one of them, just like this one. And so what happened is my parents' house had got broken into, and I think I was there when it happened, or on the tail end of it, because when I had divorced my first wife and went out to their, you guys don't want to hear all that, but anyways, I'll push through the story real quick. They were all stolen, and I finally found one of these, I think last year, on eBay. And it's the only one that I could replace because all the other ones had different engravings on it from the different generals, that they hand you. They can't find those. You can't buy them. You can buy them if you find them, but you can't find them. It's not like these where they're mass produced. Because see, here you could have an engraving on it, and I think mine had an engraving on it. It had when we graduated, and anyway, so I bought this because it wanted to replace the one that was stolen. And anyways, and then another soldier from the other 2nd Battalion sent me this one right here because, again, my coins were robbed. And, he gets on Instagram every now and then, YouTube. And he still lives in Georgia, I think. He's retired now. And so he was in, this is 2nd Brigade Infantry, the strike brigade. Anyway, so he sent it to me because he's like, man, I can't have you without one. So I thought that was pretty damn cool. Anyways, but we're gonna use this to do our scratch off, and I'm gonna pull the camera down so you see what's going on. But before we do that, I want to see. I know you guys have been commenting left and right, and I've been, telling my stories as usual. Okay, on a $5 scratch off. It's on a $5 scratch off, Aaron. Holy cow. Oh my God, look, front teeth from a 130 line. Holy moly, Tim. Cool coin. Thank you, Aaron. I appreciate that. Hartsville, me too. He does a video pulling a huge tree on a trailer with an old hood from an old truck and a hand winch. Holy cow. I spy X-Wing fighter. You do. It's never been used, Ashery. And I have the speeder bike on the other side. I had the one that Darth Vader has, the TIE fighter, but he gave it to my oldest son. I had all 3. Behind you, is that Rogue Squadron, or is it Luke Skywalker's fighter he uses to visit Yoda? Well, they only made one. It's I don't know which one it is. FY the 450. Okay, my grandfather was a drill sergeant in the Air Force, he would always talk to us like GIs. I'm telling you, man, it's the life, dude. I miss it so much. Use baby powder in your head to keep line from sticking. Ooh, Barnes, did you read that? Uh, he's like, yeah, of course I did. I'm paying attention. You're not. That's okay. That's pretty cool, Tim. Thank you for that tip, Tim. Uh, how does it prevent welding? Um, like what it does to prevent it? Probably keeps it from sticking. That would be what it's probably doing. Do you see what I'm telling you, soldier? Yes, sir. To see that giant melons, they're beautiful. Damn it, soldier, pay attention to what I'm telling you. Fort Benning is in the middle of Georgia. Yeah, and I was in airborne school and infantry training in August. Fuck a bunch of that. It's hot as hell, dude. So when I went in 2000, I went in March. March 7th was my first day in the army, and I got to Fort Benning, and we were at Sand Hill. We were at Bravo 219, I believe, was the infantry battalion or brigade or whatever you want to call it. And they changed stuff around up there on Sand Hill a lot. But one of the guys that I met at Napa Auto Parts, he saw my truck. He's like, "Dude, you're in the army." I said, "Yeah." He goes, "Man, I see your strike brigade deal on the truck." I said, "Yeah." He goes, "I was in the infantry too. I just got out, young kid, right? Probably mid 20s, maybe 27." And we talked about army stuff and talked about Fort Benning and whatever else. But anyways, um, I forget what I was going with that. Also, soak your trimmer line in water to restore it. Well, I don't have time. For me, Tim, I don't have time to soak it in trimmer water because, you know, I just got done working like 2 hours, hour and a half ago. Uh, I do keep my trimmer line inside the truck, behind the passenger seat, so it stays out of the sun. Bobby says, "I love your show." I appreciate that, Bobby. Appreciate the support, man. Eden, Air Force Crew Chief, C-130, C-141, and C-5. Oh, the C-5, that's an enormous one. I've been on those. You know what, Eden? I hope I'm saying that right. When I grew up in San Antonio, born in Austin, raised in San Antonio, and then after 14 or 15, started moving around a little bit. But my dad was in the Air Force, and my granddad was in the Air Force. And we used to go to air shows growing up in San Antonio, Kelly Air Force Base. I used to live right off post in Kelly. Uh, and then I think they would have them at Kelly. I don't think they'd have them at Lackland and Randolph and stuff like that. I just remember them at Kelly. And I remember as a kid, we'd go up to the fence and I'd put my fingers on the chain link fence and I'd watch the shuttle come in on whatever big plane it would come in on and land. And then, you'd see the SR-71, which is my all-time favorite jet. All-time favorite jet. Still the fastest jet, like, in the world. Uh, Mach 4 plus. Um, the spy plane thing is incredible. Anyways, um, I remember going on a C5. Now, as a kid, everything is much larger. But I've been on a C5 when I was in the Army, too. Those things are enormous. And when you watch them fly in the air, they're like, they look like they're going so slow and they're freaking huge. You're like, dude, there's no way that thing can keep draft and stay in the air. But it's crazy, man. Thank you for serving, Eden. What is your name? Eden Lawn Services. But I want to tell you thank you for serving and sharing that with us. Asherie. And while you're soaking your lime, might as well get yourself some corn chips and some paste salsa. But bring that crap that is in New York. What's up, 365? There you are. My niece is in second year at the VMI. Will be going into the Navy as an officer. Thank you, 365, for sharing. Tell her that we said thank you for her service, and we know she's going to have a great adventure and a career if she decides to make it a career. It's really great to see the young generation of kids wanting to go in the military for at least a couple years. You don't have to do 20, 30 years. I think one enlistment, whether it's, I don't think they do 2 years anymore. I think the minimum is like 3 for the Army and maybe different for Navy and Air Force and Marines, but at least one term. Get through that, get that underneath your belt, and I think coming out of that individual is they're changed forever if it's a positive influence on them. Sometimes they don't take well to it and create some other things, but I think overall it can really benefit them and impact them the rest of their life. And I get excited every time someone tells me, whether it's a friend or a customer or someone on here, and they say, "Hey, my niece or my son or my daughter or whatever, is in the military or in boot camp or been in it for a couple years." I just get excited. I get excited. Tim, my dad was on the test flight crew with Lockheed. Was the first people to fly on the planes. Dude, that's awesome. Hey Tim, since we're talking about airplanes, my granddad, who's still alive by the way, turned 95 this June. He did 32 years, 32 years in the Air Force. Well, he did 3 years in the Army Air Corps in World War II before it had branched off into Air Force, and then he went into aviation. And then from then on out, it's all aviation, jets, airplanes, bombers, all that shit. He got to be part of the crew that did the test hydrogen bomb out at the Marshall Islands. That was really something else. He's a pretty cool dude. I like hearing the stories. He's part of Berlin Airlift operation, if you know much about that. New York City, get a rope. Right, Aaron? It's like, dude, where are those commercials, man? Now you got all stupid shit that's on TV. Those were real commercials back in those days, man. Yeah, there's like 9% battery left on my tablet. See ya. All right, buddy. I'm glad you said that. I had to look at my. All right, everybody look at their battery life. Ian, appreciate you dropping in, buddy. We'll see you next time. It takes 2 minutes to do it. My favorite fighter is the F-22 Raptor because it's state of the art. Will Ashery, some stuff has come out since then. The trouble was it is a $6 million plane, and the military just couldn't afford them, so they pretty much died it out. Now, you can't believe everything here, dude, because a lot of times, you know, you have to look at it this way. A lot of times they may say one thing to the public, but really they're doing something else. Um, and they probably made a boatload of those, you know, and so we have those and a bunch of all other kinds of jets and, you know, kinds of crazy, cool weaponry of mass destruction. Dad was in the Navy, machinist, mate, and destroyer escort. Dude, that's so cool. One of my customers, who was in Vietnam, I don't. You guys have seen his property before. His name is Chuck. He's on 1 acre. He was on the USS Thetis Bay in Vietnam. He was an electrician, and I don't remember how many years he spent on it. 4, 5, 6. I don't know. And it was I think some kind of helicopter repair ship or something. I don't really remember what he said. Anyways, so this summer, I've been cutting his yard for 3 years. This summer, I went out to his house about a week before July 4th, and I bought a 25-foot flagpole made out of aluminum. Bought it on eBay. I don't know, it was like 100, I think it might have been $75. And bought that. It came with American flag. It had the gold ball at the top and the rope and everything. Bought that. Then I bought him an Army flag, and Army flag, Navy flag, and it was embroidered on both sides. You know, they had the crest and everything. I mean, it looked legit and super heavy duty. Could last through all types of weather. And then I bought some cement. I went out to his place, and he has a rose flower garden bed courtyard area thing. And he's got the Texas flag over here. He got the American flag over here, but he didn't have a flagpole. So I told his wife, Diane, what I was going to do. She goes, "Oh my gosh, Chuck will be so excited." So I went out there, and he comes out in his little scooter. He goes, "What you doing, big guy?" Always calls me big guy, right? And I said, "Well, I'm gonna put a flagpole up for you, bro." And he's like, "You gonna do what?" And so I told him. He said, "Well, man, I don't know if I can afford that." I said, "Well, I'm doing it on me, man, because I want to." So I ended up doing that for him. Put the cement in the ground and put the PVC pipe and then the flagpole on top of that. And then we put up his Navy flag and his American flag. And this was, you know, like I said, a week before July 4th of this year. And Diana was telling me, she says that's his new pride and joy. He looks out the window where his computer room is. He spends a lot of time on YouTube because he's retired. And he's a cancer survivor too. And he says, "Man, I love watching that every day." So that was pretty cool. You know, I did that. It probably cost me $150, but I wanted to do it. And you know, they've helped. They've been so nice to us, you know, and supportive, and you know, just you know, I just want to do that. So if you guys know if you're out there in the business and you're meeting a lot of people, and you know, and you come across, you know, someone and you want to do something nice for them, you know, if you're thinking it and you're feeling it, you probably should follow through with it. You know, if you want to do something for, you know, a veteran, you know, to tell them, you know, thank you, you know, you could buy them stuff and install a flagpole. Now, the only thing about that is, If there's HOA, you may want to find out first, because you don't want to go through all that trouble and then they got to tear it down. But a flagpole, with the American flag and then, maybe the branch of service, or sometimes you can find unit flags, that would just tickle them pink. I know he was almost tearing up when we were doing that, and I was gonna get some pictures that day. I think his daughter took two. I was standing there next to him, shook his hand underneath the flagpole and stuff. It was pretty cool. But if I can get one from him, I'll post it on the community tab. And the other thing I'm gonna do for him that I told him is I got to get with a company that makes like plaques, outdoor plaques. You got like the bronze or metal that's got the letters that push out. I don't know what that's called. Um, I want to get one about this big, and it has his name on it, his rank on it, the years of service, and the ship, the USS Thetis Bay that he was on. Proudly served, blah 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 blah. And I'll take that and I'll use masonry bolts and put that in onto that concrete area, and or actually no, I may find a concrete square block with a slant little here, and I could put the plaque on there, like you would find at a museum or something like that. That way he can, when he walks out there, he can see that something that's anchored into that concrete. Um, but I haven't had time. I've tried to find a couple places online, haven't had any luck. But I know they're out there, and I want to find that, and get that for him. Doug, thank you, Doug. I appreciate that. 29 years in the Air Force. Holy moly, that is awesome, Barnes. Uh, that's so cool. What's up, Off Grid? Off Grid is here. God bless you and thank you for your service, sir. Yes, she will be making it a full go. That's awesome, 365. That is exciting. Keep me posted on, how she's doing every now and then, and anything cool she might be doing. And I think the Air Force is a great way to go. You know, I think all the branches are a great way to go. I don't think anyone's better. Any one branch is better than the other because they're all different. You have a lot of the same jobs in each one. They're all different, and we need all of them. So I think some branches better fit certain types of personalities and what you're trying to want to do. You know, this is so funny. True story. I first went to the Marines in 2000, and I didn't pass. I didn't pass their psych test. They said, "Well, it looks like you might be too crazy." So the drill instructor, or not the drill instructor, the recruiter said that, but jokingly, right? I said, "Oh well, you know." And so I didn't pass that, so I couldn't go in the Marines. And then I didn't do the Navy, but I went to um, the Air Force. And this was so funny. So the Air Force recruiter guy was sitting back in his chair with his legs up on the desk. And I walked in there and said, "Hey, I think I want to join your Air Force." And he said, "All right." And, I wasn't chunky at the time, but, he was like, "Are you flat footed?" I said, "I don't know." He said, "Take your shoes off." So I took my shoes off. He goes, "Oh, you're flat footed, can't let you in." I said, "Well, what the hell does that got to do with anything?" He says, "Well, because being flat footed, you won't be able to run and keep up with the other guys." I said, "Oh, okay." He goes, "Yeah, you won't be able to pass our PT test." I said, "What's your PT test?" He goes, "You got to run whatever's time at a mile and a half." I said, "That's nothing, dude." Anyways, so at the time, there was no waivers for that. So I went into the Army because, they fucking take everybody. And so I went in there and signed up for unassigned airborne, 11 X-ray. So 11 series means you're infantry. So you can either do 11 Mike, 11 Bravo, 11 Charlie, 11 Hotel. Hotel is tow gunners, Mike is mechanized, Charlie is mortars, and B is Bravos, your ground pounders. Anyway, so I did my basic, my airborne school, all that shit, right? And I came home on leave. It was like a year later. And I was like, man, I wonder if that recruiter's still there. So I walk in there, and I'm wearing civilian clothes, but I'm all fit, dude. I mean, I went in like 236, and I came home on leave from all that training. I weighed 173 lean. Dude, you could wash your clothes on my abs. Anyways, so I walk in there, and I said, "Hey, how are you, Sergeant?" And anyways, I'm doing fine. Guess what? He was leaning back in his chair with his legs up on the table. And I said, "Well, you probably don't remember me, man, but about a year ago I came in." And anyways, he's like, "Oh, yeah, well, are you out of the Army?" I'm like, "No." I was like, "Did you not hear any? what I just told you? Anyways, so it was so funny, you know. I had no problem doing, you know, Army PT, and of course, when you're in the infantry, it gets even worse when you get your unit. We used to do like 8 miles of running a couple of times a week, sometimes 12. You do a 36-mile road march at least once a month, full battle rattle. I mean, and then you do smaller road marches too, and then tons of running, tons of push-ups, tons of all this other bullshit. That's just for PT. Then you go and do your training for that day. It is wear your ass out. Ozzy, hey man, I just started lawn work. Best job ever. Tough first day, but after a while you get used to it. Do you have any advice on learning to drive a zero turn? Hey everybody. Ozzy Molina, Molina. Sorry if I messed that up. Just had their first day of lawn care, so definitely want to congratulate him for that, dude. You are embarking on an adventure that's going to be legit and awesome. Um, I have not put up any videos of zero turn operations, but I know who has. Go to Copper Creek Cuts in Brad. I don't know. It'll be in his playlist probably somewhere. He has a good video where he's using a drone that doesn't fly over, and you see the operations of, you know, the controls and everything like that. Um, but if you have, you know, if you can't find what you need, let me know, and I might be able to make a video. I've been wanting to do something like that, but dude, finding time. Those types of videos I probably will do in the wintertime when I have a lot more time, when mowing slows down. But congratulations on you, bro. I'm excited to see you out there and getting it. If you have any other questions, you can come right here to this channel. You can ask anybody questions. They'll be glad to help you out. There's all kinds of knowledge here. There's, you know, all kinds of levels of companies here in the lawn business all over the U.S. Just a bunch of great guys. 95 years old. Yes, Ashery. He was in World War II, Korea, and Vietnam. I'll show you guys some pictures. I can't go in the bed right now because Landon is asleep, but I have a photo album there of some pictures he sent me. They're copies of the original, and I can tell you some stories later. I shake his hand and thank him for his service. He's awesome, bro. He lives in still in Texas, and perfect health. He survived two types of cancers, and he has survived. Uh, he just had eye surgery. What is that called when you glaucoma, no, LASIK, whatever it is. He just had that and he's doing fine. The guy's you can't destroy the guy. Can't destroy the guy. He still does his 16-mile walk every week out at his place. He owns like 7 acres. He has this trail called the Ho Chi Minh Trail, and it goes around his property on the back 40 side. And he walks it however many times it makes a lap. He does that every other morning, and at the end of the week, it's 16 miles. He's been doing that, bro, forever. He's only had one job, and that was the military. So when he retired after 32 years, he did nothing but travel. He was set for life. So um, the guy's incredible, man. Some of the stories he told me. The test pilot in the SR-71 buzzed the house, rattled the china off the shelf. Dude, the SR-71 is such a badass plane. Um, One of the cool facts about that aircraft is one of the reasons they stopped using it, at least what I read, is the amount of fuel that it wastes during takeoff because of the type of fuel tank that the metal is made out of. And so what would happen is it would heat up as it's taken off and, you know, doing all its thing. It would heat up and expand, and the fuel would literally pour right through it. And before it would go on a mission, it would have to refuel it air before it can go. Once it gets going at a higher altitude, or higher speed and altitude, everything is, you know, kind of is fine. But that thing's incredible, man. Some of the shots that it would take from like outer space, like to the max, you know, sub-atmosphere, like, you almost in fucking outer space. You know, there's different layers, sorry, different levels of our outer space before you get to outer space. Our atmosphere, sorry. There's different levels of our atmosphere, different heights, before you get to outer space. And I think, I don't know the names of them, but I think it could get to like the very last one before you're like, outer space, goodbye. We sold some of those planes to the UK, to Britain, but we took out a lot of the sensitive information, the computers and stuff like that, and then they can do what they want with them. But yeah, we don't use them anymore for some reason. I worked down the street from Lockheed Martin in Owego, New York. Halos fly all over the place. I miss the sound of helicopters, man. I'm on a computer, so I don't need to worry about my battery life. Very good. Lawn care guy, Kevin, have you ever looked up archive.gov? That's what I had. Got all my father's medals replaced. Uh, well, yeah. The only thing is on those type of coins, when a general or a sergeant major or whatever gives them to you, a first sergeant gives them to you, those aren't awards like your ribbons and citations and things, unit citations. Those are, I mean, they're not something that's associated with the military. It's something that that individual has gone and purchased a bunch of, so they can hand out to soldiers or airmen or Marines or Navy crewmen or whatever, for different different attaboy, there you go, whatever, you know. And as a few, I think, I mean, they got maybe like five, in the 4 years I was in, but those you can't replace. Um, I was lucky to find the airborne coin, but anyways, but that's that. Government wouldn't lie to us. That's right, they wouldn't, Aaron. All right, Ashery, I don't think I've told you, Kevin, that I had two members that you have served in the Navy. One served on a destroyer, and the other served on a submarine. No, you didn't tell me that. But they call them boats over there. No, Ashery, but the only one you told me was your brother who had served. I didn't know about the Navy destroyer. We'll have to talk more about that. I'll need to email you. Gonna roll up my Chinese skill. Tim, my father-in-law, World War II, retired out of the Air Force. He walked all the way from Normandy to Berlin. That's insane. My granddad, the one I was talking about, he was in the South Pacific Theater, and he made all the beachheads on Leyte, New Guinea, Bataan, Corregidor, um, and is that all of them? Leyte, Bataan, Corregidor, New Guinea. I thought there was five. And he was in the infantry for those 3 years. I think it was 151st Infantry Regiment, 38th Infantry. No, they were out of Indiana, because that's where he was living at the time he got drafted. And I want to say it was 151st Infantry Regiment or something like that. And anyway, so they did that. I have some of those pictures and some of those stories, as he told me. And then when they separated and went Air Force and Army, that was like around the Korean War time. Then he went into the Air Force. He was SP for a year. He's like, dude, this is boring. And then he got into aviation. He was there from then on out. But that's crazy, man. Normandy. My dad's dad fought in Normandy. I take that back. He fought in Italy. I have no idea where, or if he made the beachheads or what. I don't know. I mean, he's passed away now, so I can't ask him. But I would have liked to ask him, but I never got a chance. But anyways, but that's pretty crazy, man. That back in that time, this is what I think. Back in World War II, I think the country. Hey, hush. Tori's trying to growl. I think the country at that time, it's different era, right? Different types of people. I think the country at that time had the best generals in all of the military. The president said, "Hey, I need to accomplish this. Go do whatever it is you got to do." Generals didn't give a fuck. MacArthur, and you got generals like General Patton. Just freaking awesome. If you haven't seen the movie Patton, it's great film, man. A lot of great generals out there, great soldiers, a lot of, See, back then, men, you grew up fast, so, someone who was 25 at that time would be equivalent to someone who's like 35 now. And what I mean by that is, people grew up quicker back then. If you were a man, you became a man much sooner and had to do man things. And the soldiers were different. Everybody volunteered, women volunteered. Businesses put their business off to make things the military needed. The camaraderie was stronger, the country was stronger, the morale was stronger. Everybody pulled resources from, their neighbor to do everything. And, the White House and the Pentagon and Congress wasn't as jacked up as it is now. I mean, they had their, their black sheep and things, but I think it was a better country back then. And after World War II, I think things started to change quite a bit. Eternally. I watched Band of Brothers, a good movie. I watch it every year, and so I know the Bastogne was pretty much Bastogne, much of the worst massacre to our own soldiers there. It was a freaking nightmare, but won World War II, so we did it right, obviously. Well, uh, there was, I watched the History Channel quite a bit. Hadn't been on there in quite a while, but Hitler was pretty damn close to winning the war, actually. And I forget a couple of moves that we had done that changed everything. I can't remember what it was, but anyways, World War II is a fascinating topic to research on and study. And one thing you don't hear a whole lot is World War One. These older ones and the Civil War. Maybe because they didn't have as much, you know, other things going on in it. I don't really know. You watch, man. These Japanese robots are going to replace foot soldiers real soon. They already have a robotic pack mule. Yep, who can run through a battlefield moving in a zigzag pattern to avoid fire. It's true. Follow the Ho Chi Minh Trail. Follow. I don't know if I want to read this. Follow Ho Chi Minh Trail. Forgive me, but I freaking love Good Morning Vietnam with Robin Williams. He's like, dude, that movie. It's too bad that Robin Williams committed suicide because that dude was amazing. Way ahead of his time. Just hilarious guy, but he fell into deep depression, and um, he had a bad case of Alzheimer's or dementia coming in, and he didn't want he didn't want his family to have to care for him when he's in that type of condition. So he wanted people to remember him as awesome as he is, and so that's why he took his own life. My dad worked on them J-58s, required a decent level of clearance. He was a jet engine mechanic, 80,000 feet. I have a picture of me standing next to a J-58 engine, standing vertical. When before I got in the law business and before I went to tech school, I went to MIAT up the road, Michigan Institute of Aviation and Technology, Texas campus. And I went through 1 year of their program for wind turbine technician. And one of the things we had to do was work on all kinds of stuff. We worked on gas turbine engines, air derivative turbines, engines. We worked on generators. We worked on AC, DC. All kinds of shit, right? Anything that had to do with generating power. Turbine engines was one of them. And was it before that? Before that, I worked at a place up the street here called Sunrise Helicopters at Hooks Airport right here in Spring. And I worked for that company. And what they did is they sold, they're like a parts store. They sold parts to people all over the world. Dude, aircraft parts are fucking expensive. You make a shit ton of money. And I was working over in one of their bays that had these huge fucking engines, like out of a C5. I have me standing a cup of coffee. I have them somewhere. I'll post them up. Um, Standing coffee one morning, standing next to one of these big old, it's just standing there on a dolly of some kind with a whole bunch of other ones, fucking huge. And then I got in there in the J-58s that go to like the F-4 Phantoms jets. They're standing all vertical, just a whole bunch of them. And so one of the things that I was supposed to do was go over there with this one guy, and we were breaking these engines down. You got the hot section, the cold section, and whatever else. So we were breaking all these down and parting them out, and then getting them back over to be inventoried and then put on the shelf and stuff. It was a crazy job. I've seen Patton a couple of times. You should have seen my dad laugh at the guy because of the things Patton said in that movie. Dude, that movie is fucking hilarious. Oh, these days kids stay even. These kids, these kids stay kids even when they're adults. I agree. We talked about that a little bit yesterday's live. That's right, we did. Barnes, I'm gonna bounce out and get some help. Sleep tomorrow, or get some sleep for tomorrow. You take care. Thanks to all you guys who serve. I always offer 10% off all my military customers. Man, I appreciate that, Barnes, and I appreciate you doing that for your customers. You have a good night, bro, and have a good day tomorrow. Aaron wasn't World War II tactics. That was a game changer to do with sonar. You know, um, I don't know if it was any one particular thing that turned the tide, but I can't remember uh, in that episode of what I was watching on the History Channel. But they were talking about just how close Hitler was, and something happened, and everything changed. But I don't remember what it was. Um, but those shows, those movies, are hilarious. There is a channel out there you guys might like, and he does all World War II, sometimes Vietnam stuff. But he's a UK guy. Let me find it real quick. You guys could sub to him. Um, his name is Mark something. Uh, Mark Felton Productions. There it is. Bam. Oh, you know what? I shouldn't have done that. I think. Oh shit. I think I accidentally took myself out of uploading my video. Hold on. Yeah. I have to do it again. Okay. And it would have been halfway by now. All right. Hold on a second, guys. Okay. Open up new browser. There we go. Boop. Okay. So Mark Felton. Mark Felton Productions. Check him out. He narrates all these videos that he has. I like his accent. He's got where are we at? 2,882 subscribers, 248 videos, and 71.2 million views. So people watch his shit. He's been on since 2017, so only a couple of years, and man, he's blown up. So he does strictly non-political stuff. So let me read the description here for you real quick. Mark Film Productions is a strictly non-political history channel. Um, Presenting films by leading military historian and author Dr. Mark Felton. Oh shit, that's him. On a variety of fascinating historical subjects, and I've watched every one of his shit that comes on. It's really good, with particular focus on World War II and Cold War. Mark is a well-known British writer, the author of over 20 nonfiction books, including bestsellers Zero Night and Castle of the Eagles. I had no idea. Both currently being developed into movies in Hollywood. He has written extensively on Japanese war crimes, POW camps, Nazi war criminals, the Holocaust, famous escapes, Hitler, and other Nazi leaders. In addition to writing, Mark also appears regularly in television documentaries around the world, including the History Channel, Netflix, National Geographic Quest, American Heroes Channel, and RMC Découverte. His books have formed the background to several TV and radio documentaries. More information about Mark can be found at markfelton.co.uk. Okay, I didn't know all that. I never read that before either. But I'm telling you, subscribe to his channel. He don't know me. If you guys like history and World War II and what I just read about, it is great. And his editing, a lot of times he has the real film, the real footage in there. So it's really cool. And it's stuff that he researched before he talks about it. It's pretty amazing. Anyways, okay, we all make mistakes, but I'm sure your video will be ready to see tomorrow. It is no big deal. I just appreciate that I will get to see it soon. I've been interested. Yeah, everybody has, brother. I went and mowed it today, actually. Ashery. I mowed that property today after I took Caden home. I forgot I had to do that. So I thought, okay, well, I mowed all my other properties, acre properties by myself, acre and a half properties by myself, did everything. So no big deal. So I went out there, and I'm looking at these other houses. I'm like, dude. And here's what I noticed. That the other lawn service companies there, all the properties are 3/4 of an acre or an acre. And everybody's property there is clean like a golf course, the green. And everybody uses bagging systems there, and which makes perfect sense. And so here I am, with my mowers, I didn't use the Kubota, but the other one, and side discharging. And I'm like, man, I need to get a bagger system. Well, I have a bagger system. I use the grass packer, but I only use it in fall time. But I don't know if it'll bolt up to this one, so I'll have to see. I did call Vincent DePaolo. He owns Grass Packer. You probably heard of that packing thing. And I have his phone number, so I called him, left a voicemail, but he didn't reach back out to me. But maybe tomorrow. I was going to ask him if it would fit. If not, we'll have to look at something else maybe. Okay, you guys ready to do our thing here? Here, let's go. let's do one more thing here. All right, guys. Oops. Oh, I almost dropped you. Almost dropped you. All right. Let's see here. Oh, you know what? Let's do it this way. This may be better. This may be better. Okay. I don't know if it's better or not. We'll see. All right. Prize numbers. Is that making you guys dizzy? Maybe we should do it over here. That's probably better for you. I'll do it like that. Oh, you know what? No, here we'll do it like this. Let me turn this around. Hold on. Oh, wait. We'll get it going. Hold on, guys. Yeah, it should be fine. Okay. Let's see here. Minimum interest and expensive. And they probably offer fertilizer to compensate for removing clippings. Yeah, possibly. Okay. I'll just look through the screen here. Well, I can't do that. All right, so we got to match up our numbers. Let's see here. How does this work? Match your numbers. Okay, and then you win that. Okay. Nope. 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 Now you want to know the easy way to do this? Watch, check this out. You can go down here. Where is it? Right here. I have the app. I could skip all of this shit. Go down here, scan that, and it'll tell me if it's a winner or not. Instead of doing all this. You guys want me to go through all this, or you want me just to scan that? You tell me. Right, Aaron? So what do you guys want me to do? You want me to scratch off each one, or you want me just to go ahead and hit it? Go for it. Which one, Tim? Scratch it off or scan it? Oh, wait, I can't scan it because I'm on the phone with you guys. Never mind. Okay, scratch off it is. 13. Oh, what is it? 12. 40. Scanning takes the fun of it. It's true, it does. Okay, guys, how many lawns did you guys mow today? I mowed 6. 6 or 7, one or the other. I want to see who had the most. Scratch it home. Scratch it home. Man, we're not going to win anything. What is that underneath it? 18. 58. 22. Geez, that sucks. We're in a drought. I'm at 0. Yeah, it's pretty dry now. In fact, the $1 million house I did, that cleanup, that mowing today, it was really dry. I told Tom that we need to put the irrigation on, and so he's agreed to do that. We're going to meet up at some point, and I'm going to walk him through his system, watch me and win a single dollar. You believe that shit? Not a single thing, guys. Oh, well. Thanks for playing. I'm going to get off here soon. Let's see here. I might be moving some grass again, mowing some grass again next week. Might mow my yard on Friday since I'll be using the trimmer tomorrow. That'd be pretty cool. Well, guys, I'd probably need to get off. It's 11 o'clock. Anything you guys want to talk about real quick before we go? I may or may not get on tomorrow night. I'm not sure. Tomorrow I got to take Danielle to MD Anderson, do blood work, and maybe a lumbar puncture. Then when I get back, I have 2 properties to pressure wash and 2 properties to mow. I have none in Sugar Land. It's too far. I live in Spring, and I stay like within. I really try to stay within like 3 to 5 miles of the house. I have a couple that are 10 miles out. They're generally larger properties. But lawn care guy, Vela with Faith Lawn Services. He was in the Army for like 16 years in aviation. He lives in Katy, and he does properties out in that area. Thank you, Ashery. I mowed one that put in 8 hours, a couple 100 miles at 55 cents a mile. Dang, dude, that's a lot. Uh, you have a good night too, Ashery. We got rain here in Georgia. We could use some rain, Tim. That's for sure. Well, guys, I think I'm probably gonna get off. I got the movie. I got it uploading. It's uploading quicker this time. We're at 30%. It's 11. I'm excited. Okay, so the video I'm uploading is just the mowing portion of it, but it's still quite a bit. It's 55 minutes long. Um, and then I'll try to get the stick edging, the weed eating, and the bush trimming later this week if I can. Shouldn't be. I'm not really doing any editing. All I'm doing is cutting out the dead space where nothing's going on. Like I walked out of from the camera to do something, then walk back. I'm cutting those spaces out. There's commentating. So they'll be commentating. You'll hear the raw audio, and then I'm commentating a little bit throughout the video. Um, so that's pretty cool. I took a Lunesta about 15 minutes ago and we'll be out soon. Lunesta. Well, Aaron, you get some good sleep, man. Maybe we'll see you Sunday, bro. I hear that's a hot spot for lawn care. It's funny because, good night, Tim. Thank you for joining us. And what's funny, lawn care guy, is that um, Vela tells me, he goes, dude, I can't get no properties out here. I go, bro, you live in Katy. How can you not get any properties? No one wants to pay anything. I said, well, someone's cutting their grass. Anyway, so he's kind of, I think got a little intimidated with everything, but now he's doing good. Now he's going full time. He's been doing it part time for a couple years. Now he's gone full time, and he's doing pretty good. He's got it. He hung out with me a couple of times, and we did some projects together. I paid him. He wanted to learn, so he come hung out with me for a couple of days and learned some easy tips and tricks here and there, and then how to do this, how to do that, and so now he's doing pretty good. He bought two Ferris machines, one from William, at Lansdowne Moody, and the other one from Pentex. He bought the IS 700 52.0 from Lansdowne Moody, and he bought the Z136 stand-on from Pentex. And then he's got the X Mark push mower, the big 32-inch cut guy. He said he's not too sure about it. The Marines have arrived to the chat. What's up, Brandon? Man, we're about to close it down, bro. But glad to have you, Brandon. Ashery, oh my God, I need to get to the bathroom. There's about to be Niagara Falls in the. Okay, Ashery, I'll chat with you later, man. Brandon, sorry, we're heading out of here, bro. You guys have a good night. I appreciate everybody coming on live chat, sharing their stories and what they had going on today. I think it's always exciting just to talk about whatever you guys want to talk about. We didn't play the movie game tonight. Maybe we'll set up a day where we're just playing the movie game, which would be kind of cool. And what I could do is I could pull it up on the screen, right? And like on one of my programs, like a blank white sheet, and whenever we name a movie, we can type it on there, so we'll know not to name that movie. We'll know what the next movie that the letter needs to start with. That'd be kind of cool. Some of you guys like that game, but anyways, let's see here. Damn, that's where I want to be in the next year. So that's where I want to be. You'll get there. You'll get there. Sorry, I went to my bud's house. No problem, man. What's up, Kohler? Well, you're not too late. I mean, you can go back and watch the whole video. An hour and a half. But I may tomorrow's Friday. I don't know if I'll go online tomorrow or not. I may just hang out with Danielle. But anyways, I enjoy chatting with you guys. And Danielle was on yesterday, a little bit during the day, and then the evening live she was on for a little bit, saying hi to everybody. So if you guys want to check that out, you can. But I have school tomorrow. Okay, well, we'll do good in school tomorrow, and then after that, you can catch up on everything. Good night, lawn care guy. You guys have a good evening. I appreciate every one of you, and we'll talk to you soon.